Hello, I am recording this video to show you how I like to use the eyeshadow palette Dior Denim or Denim by Dior that I get from Sephora Beauty. So first I start with my eyebrows, and I'm just going to use the brush and make sure that I even them out before I apply the eyebrow pencil. So I line the brow first on the top and bottom, and then I fill in with the waxy pencil. And this pencil that I'm using is by the Sephora collection. All right, so that's my left brow. And then I do the right brow the same way. I line on the bottom, and then I line on the top, and I fill in with the pencil, making hair-like strokes. I like to work from the bottom to the top. Start my strokes at the bottom and then bring them up high. And now I have my brow, step number 1. All right, next I apply a highlighter pencil, and I like to use the brow highlighter by Anastasia Beverly Hills. So I'm gonna go underneath my brow pencil line and on top of the brow pencil line with my highlighter. And you can use a Q-tip or your finger and smooth out the highlighter pencil so it blends in with your skin complexion. Being very careful not to erase your brow. Step number 2. Step number 3, I apply a brow gel. This is clear brow gel. It's also by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I lightly brush upward, covering the full brow with the gel. And lightly brush, I say lightly again so you do not erase your beautiful brow. All right, next, I prime my eyelids before applying any eyeshadow. I like to use Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez, also purchased at Sephora. So I just make a couple of dots on my lid, and then I smooth it out over the entire eye area, going all the way up to the brow. All right, now that the eye area has been primed, I'm going to take a brush. This is the kind of brush that I like to use. I purchased it at Sephora as well. You can kind of see the tip there. And I'm going to take a neutral color that is close to my skin tone. I'm using something from the Wild Greens palette by Urban Decay. And I take my brush, I dip it in my neutral color. I tap the brush so that I can get off any excess shadow. And notice that I haven't applied any foundation, and that's because I like to clean up the under area of my eye where some of the eyeshadow gets during application. I like to clean that up before applying any foundation. So I'm just covering the entire eye area with that neutral color. And now I'm ready for the Dior Denim palette. So this is what the Dior Denim palette looks like. It's one of my favorite. It's I use it to create a smoky, bluish smoky eye look that I can wear during the day and modify for evening. So the first thing I do is take this darker shadow with a flat brush, and I line, I apply that color where I would put eyeliner. So I'm going to show you that first. So I just gently, from left to right, that's the top, and then I do the same underneath. And I like to look up towards the ceiling when I'm working on the lower part of the eye. And I repeat on the right side. Lining the top first and then underneath. All right, the next step. I love this Sapphire Blue pencil by Mario. I also purchased it at Sephora. I trace over the line that I just did with the eyeshadow using this pencil. And I kind of go back and forth, left to right. On the bottom, and then I do the same on the top. And this just adds an extra layer of beautiful blue to the eye look. All right, deep smoky blue. Okay, my next step, I take a brush that looks like this, and I'm going to dip it in this lightest blue color here. And I'm going to cover my eyelid with that color. And I like to use a technique called stippling. So instead of brushing, I kind of dot the eyeshadow on with the brush like so. And that's to decrease the amount of lines and wrinkles that can appear on the eyelid. All right, so I repeat on the right side. And you can layer it to your preference. So if that first layer isn't dark and smoky enough for you, then you can add an additional layer of that same color. All right, that's the first layer of color in the denim palette. Now, the next layer of color that I like to use is right next to that light blue in the palette. It's in this top corner here. And I go over inner to middle with that color. So I start in the inner corner and I go over about halfway. And the reason I only go over about halfway is because I'm going to put a darker, smokier color on the outer corner of my eye. So from the inner, and again, I'm stippling, which means that I'm using a dotting technique instead of sliding the brush across the lid. Okay, now I'm ready for the darkest blue. And I use a brush that looks like this. So the same color that I used to line the upper and lower lid, I'm going to put in the outer corner of my eye. Again, I'm just going to tap off the extra, and I'm going to use circular motions and really get in the crease of my lid. I'm going about midway to the outer corner, mid-eye to the outer corner, using those circular motions and focusing on the crease. And you can layer that to make it as smoky and dramatic as you would like it. All right, now that that's done, I am going to smooth it out so that there are no rough or blotchy parts up top here. So I take my original brush that I used to apply the neutral color all over the lid, and I just use circular motions to smooth out that top area of color. All right. Now the last steps involve this beautiful golden color in the middle that's running out that I'll need to replace soon. So I like to wipe off some of that blue using a paper towel since I'm going to apply this golden color on near the eyebrow. So I've got the golden color and I just apply it to the brow bone, the outer part of the eye, just to that brow bone. And then I'm going to blend all of that in with circular motions. Blend it all in with circular motions. All right. Now I'm going to take that same beautiful golden color and I'm going to dip my finger in it and apply that color with my finger, my pointer finger, to the inner corners of the eye. And I like to make sure that you can really see that golden color. Okay, now I'm ready for mascara. I love the mascara by Too Faced. It's called Better Than Sex. And I like this mascara because it does not clump easily. So I'm going to apply to the top of my lash and then underneath. And then I'm going to repeat on the other side, top of the lash, and then looking up, underneath. And in terms of color, I am finished. My last step is to take a cotton swab, something like this, and some micellar water, which I also purchased from Sephora, and just clean up underneath the eye where there's any excess eyeshadow that has gotten onto the skin. And this is what I do before I apply the foundation. As you can see, there's excess eyeshadow that you definitely want to get off. And after you finish your cleanup, you have a beautiful smoky blue eye look. Thank you.